Hey guys, it's Trista. So I have a fun little Halloween treat jar craft that you can do. Everybody's got these wee Yoplait yogurts laying around. They have the cutest little jars. They're glass. But what do you do with them when you're done? Like, they're so cute. You don't want to just throw them away and you can recycle them. So I thought, you know what? This kind of looks like something to me. Maybe like a little Frankenstein face we can make out of it. So anyway, I took a bunch of these jars that I had, and I got some fluorescent green paint. Now this is from Michael's. I had never used this before, but it seemed like it was the right color for a Frankenstein in my mind, so went ahead and decided to try it. It went on really well. I forgot to film myself spray painting these, but I put 2 coats on. I didn't really have a lot of drips, so I think that I would recommend this paint for sure. What I noticed though is that when it was dry, a little bit came off in my hands. So I did cover it with the polyacrylic, and that stopped it and also provided a nice smooth finish for the surface. So then moving on, this is just some regular black felt. You know, you get it for $1, $1.50 or whatever at the craft store. I think this is also from Michael's. Yes, this is also from Michael's. And I did not measure this at all. I just started cutting. These are some fabric scissors. If you don't have fabric scissors, I highly recommend it. They really help when you are cutting through fabric, obviously. That's why they're called fabric scissors, right? So I just cut a few strips. This is actually going to be the hair of the Frankenstein. So I freehanded all of this, so you don't need a template. Just have fun with it, whatever. To make it go a little bit faster, and you could probably double this over a couple of times, but I just doubled it over once and started cutting, like old school snowflakes with paper that you did when you were growing up in elementary school, right? And so I just hacked in some notches here for hair. I tried to kind of vary it up a little bit. Put some spacing because, hair's not perfect, especially on Frankenstein. So just kind of cut away. Do however it makes you comfortable. I thought about using some fringe scissors, but I thought it wouldn't give enough separation in between, so it wouldn't quite look as messy. It would look a little bit too perfect. So did not want Frankenstein to look perfect. So there you go. You just keep going down the strip until you're good with it. I used my bag of glue sticks to kind of hold the jar down so it wouldn't roll around. So you could use anything, just kind of prop it up so you're not trying to keep your jar from rolling off the counter while you're working on it. And I just simply put a hot glue gun all around it. I didn't go all the way around to start. I did a little bit at first and stuck the hair down. I just wanted to make sure that I kept it even to the lip of the top of the jar. So again, just your basic hot glue gun technique, really. This is a high temp glue gun, which I'm going to switch to a different glue gun because I burn myself entirely too often with this, and you're going to see me do it here in a minute. Not proud of that, but I'm leaving it in for authenticity's sake. Anyway, so I go around, finish doing the hair. It does overlap a little bit. So that felt was just a standard size sheet of felt, and it just happened to wrap almost perfectly around. So as you can see, I have just a tiny little smidge extra. So I just trimmed that off and glued the rest of it down. Pretty easy peasy from this point. If you've got any overlap, just make sure you cover it there. And his hair is done. There you go. So then I kind of moved the jar around. It's got, you can see I didn't paint it great right there at the bottom. The jars do have like a little dot on part of it, which doesn't bother me at all. It's on the other side, but again, it's Frankenstein. He's not supposed to be perfect, so I'm not going to stress about that. I had picked out some eyeballs. These are your standard issue Google eyeballs that you can get at any craft store. Again, I think these are also from Michael's. I particularly like the eyes not to be the same size. That's probably not to everybody's choice, but I happen to like that. There you go. I just burned the bejeebers out of my finger. This was several days ago, and my hand is still not healed up from that. So yeah, it blistered pretty bad on both of my fingers because I took it off one finger and then it stuck to the other finger. And so I managed to somehow get, I don't know what degree burns on both of my hands. So I like to put the hot glue on the back of the eyeball, but after that I was a little hot glue gun shy. So I did it on the actual jar itself. It was probably picking off some skin. Skin and glue. Probably mostly skin though. Gosh, it hurts so bad. Anyways, so just keep going around your eyeballs. Stick those on. Again, this is not a difficult craft whatsoever. The only thing you really need to be careful of is your hot glue gun. So don't do it like I did. Okay, so we've got the eyeballs on it. The next thing that we're going to add are the little bolts on his neck. And for these, I ordered off Amazon some Legos. These are just the little itty bitty nub Legos that you use in all the different kits and whatnot. Anyway, I was able to find a bag of just all black ones. So now I have approximately 198 of them left. But they were perfect for the bolts, and they were relatively inexpensive considering things that I waste money on. So I'll figure out something else to do with these as well. But for now, these absolutely worked out perfect. So I just put a little dab of glue inside the Lego and just set it onto his neck. Now you could put the bolts anywhere you want. I think it would be cute up higher. I just felt like he's got hair up there, so I was trying to sort of balance the colors. So I put them down towards what would be his neck, I guess. So just go ahead and do it on both sides. The only difficult thing I found with this is trying to get them even, straight across, which again, he's Frankenstein. They don't have to be even. But that was the one thing that I did kind of want to make sure that they were lined up. So if you have extra glue strings, don't worry about it. You can just pull those off later. So those glued on super quickly, and I just think they're absolutely adorable. So now just to finish it off, I was going to do some vinyl on my silhouette, but it seemed like a lot of work, and I just couldn't quite get the mouth the way I wanted it to. So I just grabbed a Sharpie and decided I would draw it on. This one I'm making a smiley face. Most of them, I think this is the only smiley face that I did. Most of them have sort of a straight line to them. But then I also went ahead and added a scar. And so that extra big notch worked out perfectly for him to have his little head scar. And again, I didn't want it to be absolutely perfect. I wanted it to kind of look like a jagged scar a little bit. I think it turned out a little Harry Potterish, but that's okay. Also gave me an idea of what I could do with my next jars. So stay tuned. And that's really it. So it's all done at that point. And now I just wanted to stuff it with some candy. I found these at my grocery store. I actually really, really like them. I've never seen this brand before this year, but I put in some bubblegum eyeballs just in the bottom to kind of fill up some space. Then on top of that, I put in some gummy fangs, which same brand. It actually really tastes really good. So I put a couple of gummy fangs in there as well. And the next one, I think, is my absolute favorite. And they smell so delicious. I found these marshmallows. It's coming up here in just a second. I found these mummy marshmallows from Buc-ee's. I don't know if you have Buc-ee's near you. I'm sure you could order these as well. If you want to know what brand they are, I'm happy to drop it into the comments. Anyway, they smell so delicious, and they're adorable, just little mummies. And so I kind of wanted the mummy to be the thing that stood out the most, so I put him in the front and just kind of stuffed it in there. You could put these in a little black plastic clear bag with some ribbon on it. I did do that for a couple of neighbors. Sorry, I didn't take a picture of that, but Anyway, so that's what it looks like. So this is what they look like when they're done and they don't have anything in them. I just find them adorable. You could put a candle in them or whatever. And there you go. Have fun, guys.